Welcome back, D-League. It's a new year. We got a new trophy, a new champion, and one of the worst drafts in recent history. Welcome back, you bitches. This year I'm hoping to do more interviews with the league members. I'll be setting myself up so I can record Skype sessions and make it easy for you non-technical folks. All you'll need is a webcam. Not that hard. Most computers are even built in with them nowadays. So without further ado, let's start the show. Alright, first up, let's take a look at trades. There's a blockbuster trade that went down this week, and we're going to take a look at it here. Travis made a trade to Jamie. He sent Jamie Drew Brees, Jamie's third rounder, and Mike Goodson, and also his soul, for Ben Roethlisberger, Santonio Holmes, Jamie's first rounder next year, and his second rounder next year. Now that we know what happened, let's take a look at how this improves their teams. I wonder when Travis woke up this morning if he knew he'd be giving away his best player to the best team in the league and would not get any of his starters back in return. Oh well, at least Travis gets to participate in next year's draft. It should probably at least be a pretty good first rounder. Oh shit, he got Jamie's first rounder. Oh, so basically you got 2 second rounders next year. Thank God you had Mike Goodson and a third rounder to really seal up this fucking deal. I feel like if Jamie could redo his roast rebuttal, it would include him holding the trophy, screaming out Drew Brees' name, pointing at the camera, and just laughing like crazy at you right now, Travis.
Mario Manningham. Oh my God, Mario Manningham.
Oh well, enjoy purgatory, Travis. Tell me if you see Marquise Colston's collarbone down there. First up, we're going to take a look at our marquee matchup of the week. It's going to be Mind Grapes taking on Golden Toes. Oh, lucky me. Colin has amassed one of the better starting lineups in the league. Fortunately for his future opponents, he's only one injury away from fighting for the consolation bracket. Unfortunately for me, I've got him first before any of those injuries can happen. My best hope is that the Eagles will get off to this slow start that everybody's talking about. On the plus side, Jamie will be at this Eagles game, so hopefully he can bring some of his loser stink down there and get it all over the field. On Thursday night during the NFL opener, Colston spent most of his evening in negative points before he broke his burlesque collarbone at the end of the game. To make matters worse, I'm doing the unthinkable and sitting Miles Austin with his bum hamstring and his ticket to Revis Island for the weekend. And I'm going to be starting Jacoby Ford. Life could be worse, but it's really hard to imagine what it's like to be Adam. I do think that McCoy and Wells can keep up with McFadden and the Joneses, but where this battle is won and lost in my estimation is the Rivers and V. Jackson combo versus the Vic and D. Jackson combo. Whichever combination lives up to the potential that they have and goes off, in my estimation, is going to be the winner. My prediction, though, is that Colin's going to get the better end of this deal and walk away with the win. Next up, we have Rainbow Warriors taking on Team Disenfranchised. Welcome to Star Wars: The Early Years, where the Rebel Alliance sent the winner of the Jedi Special Olympics on a mission to test Commissioner Palpatine's power. The Special Jedi was dismantled in such record time that the Rebel Alliance shut down this experimental program immediately. This is much how this week's matchup is going to go. James is bringing his special band of Olympians to take on Dave's brutal Sith team. Dave is bringing Roddy White, Hakeem Nicks, and Reggie Wayne to the table, unless he chickens out on starting Reggie Wayne, which he probably should, to face a gimpy Welker and 2 receivers who, much like Wayne, don't have a quarterback to throw to them. From a running back perspective, though, James is bringing the entire San Francisco offense and Mike Tolbert to take on Michael Turner and Ahmad Bradshaw. You might want to just divert your eyes for this part, though. Then we have 2 tight ends battling it out from the same team. I'm not 100% sure that that's ever happened before. And then Dave is bringing Patrick Willis, which is pretty much his own defense as far as fantasy football is concerned. So while James is clearly bringing Friday Night Sissy Fight Squad to an MMA fight, probably at least worth tuning into, though, if you like train wrecks. Next up, we have Blackbeard's Delight taking on Mavericks. If there's one thing that Dan loves more than creeping up from the behind, it's apparently puppies. Well, Dan has a treat in store this week. While Dan's still my favorite to win this battle, but Drew Brees spent Thursday night with a handful of touchdowns and a 441-yard bat and slapped Dan right in the mouth with it. Travis's wide receivers basically look like a bag of mashed-up assholes standing next to Dan's, but someone has to catch all of Drew Brees' passes. Apparently it wasn't going to be Colston last night, so Travis picked up 13 points there. In one of the stupidest trades of the offseason, I gave Travis Tim Hightower 1 week too early for basically nothing, and now he's starting for Travis. Now I know how Nate feels when he just gives things to Dan. It's defeating. The only thing that I think keeps Dan from mounting this comeback on Travis is if Antonio Gates is the one who goes off in the San Diego game. If that happens, him and Breeze do have a chance of pulling Travis's limp team across that finish line. Welcome to our Toilet Bowl Match of the Week. This week we have multiple scoregasms going up against Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. This match is the Toilet Bowl Match of the Week, not because it's two terrible teams going at each other. It's because the shellacking is going to be so bad that it's not even worth tuning into. This is going to be like if David missed Goliath with that first rock that he slung. Instead, he tore his rotator cuff. The giant turned around and stomped him. Nobody really wrote about it. Aaron Rodgers, who's the only good part of Nate's team, did his part on Thursday night. He went off for the tune of 30.58 points. Unfortunately, he threw about 20 of those points to Jennings and Finley, who were both on Jamie's team. And it's all pretty much downhill from there. I won't bore you with a breakdown. The end result is it's an ass-whooping in Jamie's favor. And finally, we have Seppuku taking on KC Reunited. This matchup's actually fairly interesting to me. Neither of them are really attractive prom dates, but they're both pretty solid sixes who would probably put out for a dinner at the Golden Corral. Then again, I probably would too. We've actually got a nice quarterback matchup in Matt Ryan taking on Tom Brady. Probably not a real fair fight in real life, but in fantasy it's actually kind of interesting. A meteor could actually crash down and hit both of these wide receiver cores though. Really, Bolden's probably the only one you'd miss. But the running backs is actually where it gets pretty interesting. Adam's bringing MJD and Steven Jackson, and Sean's bringing Ray Rice and Jamal Charles. Now this actually feels more like what a fantasy football matchup should be. I'd probably give Sean the slight edge though in this situation. But Adam does have the potential to put up serious points with those two. Then for tight ends you have Witten versus Dallas Clark, which in most years would actually be a pretty good matchup. But pretty much as soon as the knife hit Peyton's neck, it also hit Dallas Clark's season. And don't give me that bullshit about tight ends are a shitty quarterback's best friend. Kerry Collins is going to be running for his life on Sunday. His life. While Curtis Painter stands on the sideline flicking boogers. Seriously, why is that kid even getting a paycheck if you can't step in when Peyton Manning goes down? Kerry Collins came in and learned in 8 days what you can't learn in 2 years? Really? Man, Curtis Painter, if you're watching this, go get yourself a pair of scissors and just start running around as fast as you can. Seriously, go now.
Wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Alright, well that's going to wrap it up for this week, folks. Join us next week where hopefully we have more terrible trades to talk about. We can also talk about how shitty I am at picking these games. We'll also see the return of the rapist of the week and the biggest loser. Some ways we probably already have.